Hello, and welcome in. I am Plushy, and today I will be talking about showcasing a bit of combos and just generally discussing my thoughts and opinions about both how the deck plays and how I build the list of my Master's Lifetime Guide for the Malice season. Most notably, we can address the elephant in the room. That is the Paradise. I didn't run this card before because you honestly didn't really have enough Light Fiends to consistently get both the Requiem and the Lacrimal Grave to set up the Paradise. But now, thanks to Abaka, we actually can basically almost always consistently get it in the grave, and even if we draw it, thanks to our Prisoner card of the hand, we can just send it to grave and we don't even need the Lacrima Requiem combo in grave to set up the Paradise. So it's not even that bad to draw now, which is why we're running it, but we're running for the one because it doesn't really change our ratios. It does add a dead card, and I think running for the one with this is perfectly fine. So let's talk about the Lifetime engine first. We're running 2 pink and 2 blue for the names, as well as 1 of each of the extender. The reason for 2 pink and 3 blue is because the fact that when you're searching a Life Twin, I would rather search the pink. That reason is because pink is just generally the best summon, because it plays around Ogre. If your opponent isn't really sure what they're doing and they try to like Ogre your pink one, for example, it doesn't come up, but it has come up before, and it's just the best one to search off. The reason why we go through blue is because if we draw the blue as a normal or with an extender, if they say imperm or blue, we would much rather off the Sunny Snitch search the Quizzical Frost because the Frost is a whole lot better than the Treat. Which is why I'd rather draw blue, but I'd rather search pink. And I don't want more than 5 normal summons in my deck. Then of course 1 of each of the extender. It sucks, but you need 1 of each. At least until the support. Then it's 3 Sunny Snitch. It's either gets you a starter or an extender. Definitely best like main deck card of the Lifetime engine. And then we have the passcode, which is just it gets you the Sunny. It loses its role, and role kind of exists now with Rysil, but we haven't gotten hit by it too much. I still think Password is a good card. If your opponent isn't sure what they're doing, this might even bait an Ash sometimes. Not bad, but not necessary. I just like having extra consistency. Then for the rest of the engine, it's Fiendsmith, obviously. 1 Larry, 1 Lacrima, 2 Engraver, and we're actually running 2 Tracked instead of the 1. Just 1 for added consistency, and 2, it really sucks when you draw the Engraver and the Tracked. Yes, about lets us technically pitch him, but you don't really want that. Now, for the non-engine. Non-negotiables are double Maxi and the Maxi outs. Ash, Call By, Cross Out. Your deck cannot play into Maxi, or Fuvalos for that matter, so you're running all of the outs. And obviously you're running 2 Maxis. Then it is triple Imperm. I think this is gonna be a mainstay. This is just such a good card, doesn't play into talents, can just end turns if they don't have a good hand. One of the best hand traps in the game. 2 Nibiru's. I don't think Nibiru is very good situated in the format, but I still like it just because our deck runs so many hand traps that the chance of us comboing it with like an Imperm or an Ash or a Ghost Ogre to either beat the Apo or any other type of negate makes Nib a bit more valuable even against Malice and Rysil. Then I'm running 2 Droll, 2 Veiler, 3 Lancia, and 2 Ghost Ogre. Personally, I would probably run triple Veiler. I don't have 3 Veilers. These hand traps, these 4 as mentioned, can be probably more interchanged than the others. Ghost Ogre is kind of nice in this format, but only really nice if you have it with other hand traps. drolly as kills Rysil, but does not do a whole lot to max C. One other benefit is you can droll yourself. Sure, you have the searches of like Sunny maybe searches and tracked searches, but as soon as you've done that, you're not searching for anymore. Like, sure, you draw off Kisica and stuff, but you're not really searching. You can 100% droll yourself in this deck most of the time and be completely fine. And for the Ghost Dogger, I said I think it's good in combination with other stuff. It can be really nice into like when you meet a weird Tempai or a Bryseal. It can actually come out quite huge, not that good into Malice though. But that's why we have the Lancias. A lot of Malice. I'm running triple Lancia. I mean, we can't beat Malice if we don't Lancia and if we're going second. So we do what we have to fight back with the meta. Now, for the extra deck. We're running the Fiendsmith cards, a core with the Lacrima and the Desiree. Desiree you don't like ever summon. He's just here so we can send him off Paradise for some extra interruptions. Necroquip, as you will see later, is used in a few of our lines. And can also draw you a card if you have a really good hand. And Lacrima, I mean, this deck basically lives and breathes off of Lacrima. This card is so massive for the deck. It can either reborn you a extra link so you can continue playing, making an Abao or a Griffin. It can resummon the whole Trouble Sunny at times. It's amazing. Caesar, the best card you can make after you made your Lacrima. Reborn Engraver. Caesar, not that good into Rysil, but still hits like Ice and stuff and plug in. And really good into Malice. And like usually has a lot of rogue decks if you ever fight them. Typhon comes up sometimes. People say it's a bad card. It does come up sometimes when you're going second. Like when you're having this many hand traps, some games are just Fiendsmith control and just going Typhon pass, clearing like their board if they overcommitted. And then just going like, you know, pass the turn, stop them, hand trap them, they run out of resources. It has won me games, so I would not cut him. Then we have Requiem. Obviously, Fiendsmith venue, you need it. I can say the same about Sequence and Agnum. People don't respect this card enough. This card sets up so many like easy OTKs, like OTKs turn 3. You can even sometimes, if you manage to clear the board, go OTK turn 2. Just generally lets you kill a lot. And also helps out with a bow in some weird game states. Then we have the Life Twins. I'm running 2 pink, 1 blue, and 1 Trouble Sunny. Reason for 2 pink is because she's the best one. And she's the one that goes into Fiendsmith. There is an argument to run Moon over the second key skill, because they do the same thing most of the games, but I prefer the second key skill just because of the fact that it helps you a lot with the grind games. So you don't have board, both these two are engrave, and you draw life to name. Now you can go into pink, pink get back blue, and you can full combo from there basically. Helps a lot with grind games. It's really nice when you kind of run out of gas and lets you access your life and come back in. Then our Ember pieces. I forgot to mention Trouble Sunny, of course. Just good interruption, good combo extension, good at killing people as well. This card is just really good. You need it. It's amazing. Pops 1, draws you 1, and lets you full combo. Amazing card. It's not to be a light fiend, so we can resummon it off the Lacrima. Then we have the Griffin, which does not come up that often, but when we get to full combo, it's really nice. Some decks just can't beat this card, and with a lot of people not being super heavy on board breakers right now, Griffin is actually quite strong. Then we have Abao, which I said this deck really need this card. She can do so much. Like she lets you do new combo lines. She lets you pitch like Paradise or Lurry out of hand to extend more. She can even pop a card by being like an Ember piece. She can get you back into stuff. She draws you cards so you can reshuffle your hand at turn 3. Amazing card. And then I have an Underworld Goddess. I know people hate on it because, oh, when are you ever gonna use it? More than you think. More than you think. It's not gonna come up that often, but God, you're gonna be thankful when you have her. I don't really feel like I need any other cards. I know there's people you can play like Demise, but I don't think that's necessary until we have the support. Especially not when we have Lacrima in the game. And I just think this is probably the best list you can make. Of course, you can adjust the hand traps a bit, like, depending on what decks you face or what you have. But generally, just this base, I think is really strong. A question might be, why are we not on, say, Puva or Perulia? And that's because our deck is not really strong enough to rely on those cards going, like, second, when we're going first. Our end board it's not bad, but it's no Malice end board. It's no Wrestle end board. So we want to back up by these hand traps that we can use on our opponent's turn. Also going second, it doesn't matter if we draw extra cards. We can't beat a Detonator. We cannot let our opponents get to Detonator. It doesn't matter if we draw extra cards. We need to stop them from comboing. That is the goal of this deck. And that is the philosophy behind it. I'm gonna show you some replays of basically just the probably 3 most standard combos I use. And after that, probably just a replay so you can see how this game or how this deck works in your average Masters ranking. Enjoy! So, this is the one card live twin combo that I usually would go with only one twin name. So you're gonna go Kill into Lila, that gets the pink one. Pink resummons the Lila, they go into the blue one, blue resummons pink. Now they're gonna go into the Trouble Sunny, standard stuff so far. Trouble Sunny is going to trip it off for blue and pink. Now they're going to instantly go into a Bow here. The reason for that is because we're gonna trip it off a Bow to get the name we haven't summoned already, so we can get another summon from deck, so we can make another Light Fiend that will go into the Requiem. Now we're gonna summon out the Lacrima. Attach, we can go Necroquip, but now we're gonna go Engraver. And this is going to make Caesar. And this will be ending with Caesar, a Bow that will trip it off later to Trouble Sunny, and Paradise setup Engrave. Now, this is the 2-card combo. This works with a live twin name and any extender. Here we had to use the extender to start, so we'll be using a Fiendsmith extender as well. It works the same way, except we summon them at different times during the combo. But it's the same principle whether. So we're gonna go the same. Blue gets pink, they go into Trouble Sunny. Trouble Sunny is gonna trip it off. In this example though, I'm not gonna go for that Bow directly. That we're gonna go for the Fiendsmith stuff because we wanna keep our links on the board. We're gonna go Larry, trip it off. If this was a live twin starter, we would instead use the key skill to go into Fiendsmith. And then use the extra name here from the live twin. But now we're just gonna go resummon Lacrima, and Lacrima here instead is going to reborn the Trouble Sunny. We can now link into a Nightmare Griffin. Nightmare Griffin will pitch whatever we don't need and need to grab an extender or maybe a callback that was used earlier. We're gonna shuffle back. Now this is the 3-card combo. It doesn't always come up, but it is quite nice when you do it, and it doesn't hurt seeing how it's done. So, the standard, blue into pink, make blue, or pink and blue, either way, they make the Trouble Sunny. Trouble Sunny is gonna send herself off, reborn the blue and the pink, and now we're gonna do the same thing with the Appa as we did last time. We're gonna go here, reborn, get the other name, summon one from deck, and here we have the Fiendsmith stuff, which is actually really nice. You could link these 2 names off earlier, but it doesn't matter. So same old Smithy stuff, and the goal of this is to get every single monster on board, plus Paradise setup Engrave. This is everything your end board can be. This is the maximum of it. Now we're gonna go to sequence. And we're gonna make the Lacrima. Lacrima is actually going to reborn the Sun at this time. Important to put her in one of those zones under the EMC so Griffin can get a favorable spot. Now we're gonna make the Griffin. Reborn that. We go into the Caesar. And in case you forgot, we have an Abba coming back. So that's just a free pop or a resummon if we lose anything. So this is a replay I had earlier today on my stream. Where I'm just gonna showcase what can happen in some games and maybe show a bit that even, people like me can fuck up. Mostly as that things happen unexpectedly that make you change your route, and you have to adapt on the fly, and just, show you what this deck, can do. It is not just Griffin Turbo. It is not just Fiendsmith Turbo. It can do its own things. So here we're going first. Not much to say. We could actually speed this up. We're gonna go into one of the combos I showed earlier. But this is gonna go the Requiem route instead of the earlier bow. And this is actually my bad. Here's the first mistake. Because I already had the line I wanted to take in head in mind before I considered the Paradise in hand. And around here I realized, oh, I have a Paradise in hand. I need to pitch that. So I go about here, even though that would usually have been a Phoenix for me. Phoenix Griffin. But either way, we get that. We're having a bow. The Kizukill is just chilling there. Because we wanted to pitch it. So he's gonna summon you for barrel, get the load. Here, I mean, I assume he's only on like, why would he have another load in hand? So let's pop that because it's really hard to time it with the lap. He had another one, but we used a bounce effect to pop. And we still have one Caesar effect left. Now we're gonna draw for Frost. Nothing good, but hey, that could have been a hand trap. Now we see the real power of this deck. Hand traps. Boom. Veil on that, shuts off a lot. Here's the extender, it's gonna go Wishes. And this Wishes was really questionable by our opponent, and he scoops. I would have showed you a better game if I had one in my match history from today. But this is still like an example of what can happen. And even if your end board doesn't go exactly as you planned, or you draw a card you didn't want, you can still make it work. If you think on the fly, you adapt, you realize, oh, I need this card for this situation, and just keep a cool head. Even if your board doesn't look good, I mean, we had a Kizukill chilling there, you can still make a really good end board. And this deck can still play if allowed to. So, that's it. I hope this gave you a bit of insight into how I'm playing the deck, and at least what I, as a pretty avid player of this deck, while I took a break, I have still been hitting master with it consistently. And I mean, I do have a tournament top with the deck. I don't claim to be the best, but I do play this deck more than a lot of others, and I have spent time seeing what combo lines are actually better, both in theory and in practice. So, I hope this helped. If you have any questions, anything you're wondering, or even any suggestions, maybe a card I missed, maybe a hand trap you think is really good with this deck, or maybe a some ratio you disagree with, please comment down in the YouTube and let me know what you think, what you feel. Am I wrong? Am I right? Who knows? Other than that, make sure to go follow my Twitch. Link will be in the description. We stream daily, usually around like 4, 5, 6 p.m. EST. But yeah, go follow it. You will see all types of decks. You will see Live Twin, Malice, Velmanica, anything. A lot of fun sets. So make sure you go follow the Twitch and like the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.